morning, St. Paul's. Today is Friday, August 21st, and you are watching Wolf TV, bringing the latest news, sports, entertainment, and everything in between. We are live, and we have a great show for you today. Here are the announcements for today. Interested in playing for the St. Paul's golf team? They have a limited number of spots for new players. Preference will be given to guys who have experience playing, especially tournament golf. Coach Barwick will be available for interviews in the counseling office in LaSalle Hall during lunch this week, Wednesday through Friday. If you have questions, please email Coach Barwick or see him around school. Reminder to those interested in joining Wolves on Wheels, your admission essay is due by the end of school on Monday. This can be turned into Mr. Wooton in room 202 of LaSalle Hall or via email. 'Tis the season. It's Fantasy Football Friday. Do you like winning? Do you like avoiding embarrassing league punishments? The Fantasy Football Club meets today during lunch in Mr. Garisco's classroom, room 116. Finally, let's talk lunch. Today's lunch menu is shrimp plate, roasted broccoli, potato wedges, and buttered French bread. And now it's time for some happy birthdays. We wish a very special day to the following Wolves: Jonas Bolton, and a special shout out to Wolf TV reporter Christopher Bonanno, whose birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, everyone. Here at Wolf TV, we wish you a great day and good fortune. Now it's time for History Today. Now let's look at today's news. Romania scrambled fighter jets to destroy a marine drone spotted near the Black Sea gas project called Neptune Deep on Thursday. The incident underscores the growing threat to critical energy infrastructure in the Black Sea from drones and mines linked to Russia's war in Ukraine. With Neptune Deep expected to make Romania the European Union's largest gas producer when it comes on stream in 2027, NATO member Romania shares a 382-mile land border with Ukraine and has seen Russian drones breaching its airspace over the last 4 years and mines floating in the Black Sea across key trade and energy routes. Thursday's incident follows similar action earlier this month when Army divers destroyed 2 Jabiru-type drones drifting in the exclusive economic zone near the offshore Neptune Deep project. The country confirmed that the newest drone had explosives on board.
Governor Jeff Landry invited elected officials and business leaders to Abbeville, located 21 miles south of Lafayette, to announce plans by Elon Musk's SpaceX to build a multi-billion-dollar spaceport. The proposed facility would feature launch infrastructure to send reusable Starship rockets into orbit from an 18-mile stretch of Louisiana coastline. An email's invitation issued by the governor's office and Louisiana Economic Development invited guests to join Landry and led Secretary Susan Borges for a defining moment for Louisiana's future. The announcement will take place in Abbeville. The proposed spaceport would be built on roughly 1,300 acres and a land formerly owned by ExxonMobil. The coastal site offers several logistic advantages for SpaceX. The remote area provides access to natural gas lines and proximity to intracoastal waterway, which can accumulate heavy barges carrying rockets. Its position on the Gulf of Mexico is also suited for launching satellites along the north-south orbits. The project could bring the thousands of jobs and commercial aerospace activity to the coastal area sandwiched between 2 wildlife refuges, an area widely used for recreational hunting and fishing. Specific coastal protection measures are also expected to be detailed as a part of the overall agreement.
Yesterday in Omaha, Nebraska, police working as school resource officers at a local high school were stopped from using electric gloves on students. A petition was signed by many parents to stop the use of trained officers from using gloves, which stands for Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter. After the local marshal allowed their use, the devices activate when an officer presses a button. The gloves must touch someone's skin directly to produce voltage that causes pain, which is intended to make people stop resisting officers. Omaha police used the gloves twice during the 2025-2026 school year. A pair of these gloves cost about $3,200. Parents in the district were largely against the usage of this technology in schools. Officers insist that these gloves have been useful even as a deterrent before ever using them. Moving forward, the school district will not use the shock gloves in schools anymore. Now here comes Wolf TV Trivia. Now let's look at today's sports news. The NFL preseason is in full swing for the New Orleans Saints. Literally. The Dallas Cowboys and the Saints had joint practice on Tuesday. The practice broke out into conflict when several players got into fistfights. During the heated practice, both head coaches Brian Schottenheimer and Kellen Moore made it very clear they expected professional execution rather than chaotic brawls. Both coaches showed visible frustration that the multiple altercations disrupted the flow and quality of their workout. Multiple joint practices took place in the NFL this summer, with most being good for teams. However, it was reported yesterday that the New York Giants and the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals and the Chicago Bears also brawled during a joint practice. This brings into the question, maybe the NFL needs to step in and end these fights. The NFL fined both teams $500,000 for the actions taken during the workouts. This brings us second question, will this disciplinary action be enough? Here's some other quick hits from around the league. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed Vita Vea to a one-year contract extension. Vea says he wants to be a Buck for life. Alvin Kamara will be out for 1 month due to a sprained MCL, and wide receiver 2 Jordan Tyson will be sidelined up to 2 months due to a hamstring injury. Finally, the Seattle Seahawks signed corner Trayvon Diggs for 1 year in order to strengthen their secondary lineup.
Big news for the NBA out of Cleveland, Ohio, with the Cleveland Cavaliers receiving James Harden out of a free agency for a 3-year, $97 million contract and a 4-year, $88 million contract for Peyton Watson. Rumors are also being thrown around regarding a former Golden State Warriors champion, Jonathan Kuminga, potentially joining the Los Angeles Lakers following the multi-team trades going out right now in the NBA. With other NBA news, the Clippers are being investigated regarding their funneling money to Kawhi Leonard via sponsors for the team after they reached the salary cap for Kawhi through contract. There's not a whole lot of evidence to accuse the Clippers yet. Instead, the NBA is focused on whether the team's introduction of Leonard to the team sponsors constitutes a violation of the league's rules prohibiting a salary cap circumvention. Certainly something to keep an eye out as the NBA has its opening season in October. Now it's time for Song of the Day.
Tell me how long you gonna stay here, Joe? Some people say this town don't look good in snow. You don't care, I know. Ventura Highway in the sunshine, where the days are longer, the nights are stronger than moonshine.
Now let's take a look at the world of entertainment and other things. Duskbloods leaks are out and players love them. Duskbloods, the newest From Software game, releasing exclusively on the Switch 2, is said to be a compelling mix of gameplay styles. The style of that gameplay is described to be PvPvE. #real gamers will understand what that means. The gameplay is also described as a mix of Elden Ring and Settlers of Catan. What most players are excited about are the characters and graphics. The graphics look like it is 4K. The VFX also has lots of detail for being only a small part of the game. Players then have a choice of 6 in-game characters. These 6 characters are Albert, Bloodhound, John, Chonglan, Sniper Layla, Senator Samir Patres, and the funniest one, Zork. We don't want to get ahead of our skis here, but Wolf TV staff feels pretty confident that we'll all be Zork mains. We had no choice but to stand. Dust Bloods is scheduled to release this fall exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2.
A movie that cost only $200 to make hits $4 million after a very poor start in theater. The movie was made by a Chinese mom and son, and many are labeling it as worse than AI. Last week, the movie started going viral because no one was turning up to see it. At that point, the animated movie had attracted 200 viewers and made around $1,000 in the first week. The mom and son duo started working on the film in July 2021, and it took them 5 years to make. Some people told them not to air it or stop making it entirely, but when the internet found out about the movie, many thought it would have to be a joke. According to the analysis, they think the movie will make $14 million with all the popularity in just a few months. The animated movie is set to the most profitable in history on the budget to box office taking ratio. It won't take as much as they say, The Odyssey, but much smaller budget allowed for some records.
With the new season of Fortnite coming out on Thursday, fans of Sonic the Hedgehog are mad with how he looks. Epic Games made Sonic a skin in Fortnite and made him look longer and scarier than Slender Man. When Wolf TV staff saw him, they were all laughing about how absurdly long he looked and about how his head is bigger than his stomach. He will definitely be haunting us in our sleep. He will be the only skin we will specifically target when we queue up for solos, duos, trios, or squads. Let it be clear, it's on site. We won't be surprised if we see videos of people clowning on the skin and making memes about him. We still hope that besides the regrettable Sonic skin, this Fortnite season will be a good one. It's high time that Fortnite makes a real comeback so we can remember the good old days. Hey Gus, why was the blackboard so popular?
I don't know why.
It was chock full of ideas. That's our show for today, Wolves. Thank you for watching Wolf TV, and until next time, let's make it a great day.